Hello guys, today we're going over the best selling movies on Blu-ray and DVD. Yeah. So these are the best selling movies this week. So cool, so we'll be going over it. So the number one movie is Toy Story 4, which sold 418,000 copies to 1.6 million copies total. And it sold $44 million this week. Obviously this video is not for kids because the in the chart it goes from PG to literally R-rated movie, R-rated movie, and R-rated movie. So yeah, it was not for kids, okay? Because of course movies come in a variety of different genres, ratings, okay? From PG to R-rated. Literally, the next movie is Flee from Hell, which I think is an R-rated movie. It has the word hell in it, and it's doing pretty well on Blu-ray and DVD. Doing pretty well. You go somewhere. I think I would probably say it's an hour. I think it's an hour-rated movie. Is a Yeah, it's rated R. So yes, this video is not for kids. I'm just telling the people at the FTC that this video is not for kids because the second movie is an R-rated movie. So it's Free from Hell sold 202,000 copies and it sold 3 million copies. It's a movie that didn't even come out in theaters. Did pretty well. So Free from Hell is doing pretty well for a movie that is basically direct DVD and Blu-ray at this point. Hocus Pocus, since it's Halloween, is doing pretty well. Um, and it's an old Disney movie. Spider-Man Far From Home has sold 146,000 copies, 20.6 million. Spider-Man Far From Home is a movie obviously not directed for kids because it's PG-13. It sold $45 million. Next is Crawl, which sold 85,000 copies and $1.7 million. Stuber was, of course, isn't doing well. His Crawl was doing pretty well for a movie about crocodiles, but Stuber is a movie that didn't do too well at the box office. It looked boring. Okay, it looked generic, so it didn't do too well. Crawl will probably have better legs than Stuber. Will. The night movie for Christmas that is gets probably sell well until Christmas. John Wick Chapter 3 is at 1.61 million copies. John Wick and Aladdin are pretty close in sales since they both came out the same week, but John Wick is destroying Aladdin. It'll probably eventually surpass Aladdin, which is pretty great for a movie that, only made $175 million at the box office, which Aladdin made $350 million. So there's that. Annabelle Comes Home, another R-rated movie like John Wick, has sold 180,000 copies, is doing pretty okay. Considering it's a horror movies don't sell at the and Blu-ray and DVD because most people when they go see horror movies they'll see it once. Unless it's like a classic horror movie, like The Shining, or Gremlins, or classic horror movies, you know, those types of movies, classic horror movies, basically. Aladdin is at number 10. It is nearly outside the top 10. It'll probably be dumped out of the top 10 by next week. But next is the Addams Family Collection. The Goonies and Zombieland is still doing pretty well. Zombieland is doing pretty well, considering because the sequel came out. Um, the Goonies is doing pretty well. Endgame has sold 3.68 million. I think this movie could probably sell, um, you know, 700,000 copies on Black Friday. So it'll probably reach 4.6 to 4.7 million copies by the end of this year. It'll probably sell 300,000 copies throughout the next year as well. And Halloween and Halloween Town, that's an old movie. The Shining, that's a classic horror movie, is still selling well. The Beetlejuice, that's an old movie as well. Dark Phoenix, no one's buying this. Okay, this movie is only at 732,000 copies. It's doing way worse than Apocalypse. Apocalypse only sold 1 million copies at this point, but nobody's buying Dark Phoenix. Okay, Titans go to the blue for the Titans. It's a direct DVD movie. Not many people are buying it. Gremlins, another movie that is a classic movie. So of course it's gonna sell. Corpse Bride is another old movie that's considered a classic. And Monster House. Yesterday is also declined because not many people are gonna watch this movie because most people think it's generic. Okay, Pets 2 is selling by Pets 2. It's at 797,000 copies. It'll probably sell 1 million by the end of the year. Okay, and Godzilla has done it. Sold 1 million. Riverson, that's another older movie, and Pikachu has sold 1.15 million copies. Remember back to National, no one's buying that movie, so you don't have to talk about that movie that much. And Midsummer, another movie, no one is buying. Okay, Midsommar will probably standard shots because it's a horror movie. But probably after Halloween, this movie will be dead. Okay, dead in the water. Viking season 2 and volume 2 is a TV show. So that's basically about Blu-rays and DVDs. That's it. Goodbye.